Hello guys, I'm back. In this video, I will tell you the two main ways of doing plant design and how you can help an entrepreneur to erect a processing plant. My name is Jeferson Costa and I teach students, graduates and engineers how to work with chemical process engineering and plant design. Follow my profile and like this video to get hundreds of content related to chemical process engineering and plant design. Time to time, I receive requests from people asking me to help them erect an industrial plant in a developing country. And although it seems to make sense at the first sight, I need to help them to identify what are the main challenges of installing a plant in a country or in anywhere in the world. So the first thing that I tell them about chemical process engineering plant design is that there are two main ways of doing plant design: to erect or to install a plant in the field. The first way is to have an engineering company or engineering department and do all the calculations for sizing selections and selection for equipment. For instance, a friend of mine recently asked me to helping him to build a urea plant, and the first thing that can be done to build a urea plant is to do calculations to define the size of reactors, vessel separators, heat exchangers, pumps, compressors, and etc. And with that has a set of equipment specification and do the quotation, and with that proceed with procurement and etc. Another way to do plant design is to have a licensor that is responsible for the delivery and also the performance of the plant. So in this way, let's use the hydrogen plant as an example. If I am interested to install a hydrogen plant in my country or in my city, instead of contracting a design company to build that from scratch, from doing the sizing, selection, and calculations of all the equipment, and with that I go to the market to build the equipment one by one, I can do a technical specification with the product requirements and informing the raw material conditions or the feed conditions, and based on that go to the market and verify what are the licensors that can help me to achieve that. For hydrogen plants, there are many available in the market depending on the size of the plant that wants to. For instance, Lind is one of the suppliers for hydrogen plants. We have Marley is one of the suppliers for hydrogen plants, and there are many others available if you Google them. And why I start with this conversation, why I start with this talk with my colleague or with persons that asked me to help them with plant design? Because doing plant design from scratch is very time consuming. And besides being very time consuming, it requires specific knowledge that not necessarily everyone does. And even if we have, eventually we are not able to build or to achieve the results. For instance, when we are talking about air separation units, you can build a process simulation from scratch and have your air separation unit converted in the ice, for instance, but to get the air separation units from the simulation to the real world, there are a lot of job to be done. And the core equipment for a air separation unit is the PHX, or plate fin heat exchanger. That is a special kind of heat exchanger that only a few companies in the world are able to build that. For instance, Fives, Sumitomo, and another few ones are able to do that. So even some companies that are specialized on building air separation plants buy this kind of equipment from another companies. And there are a lot of knowledge, a lot of know-how into that. And if you start doing a separation unit from the scratch without the real expertise and experience, that for sure will not work. So instead of suggesting to build a air separation unit or a hydrogen unit or a CO2 liquefaction unit from the scratch for the entrepreneur, what I suggest them is that I can help to do the technical specification to get a proposal from a supplier. And why we need to proceed this way? Because to get fundings from any bank, even though in developing countries, if the government is investing for the country industrialization, anyone will give you hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars without having the technical analysis or economic analysis, technical economic analysis of your project. And to have the economic analysis, you need to know how to estimate the money needed to build the plant. How much will be needed to build the plant. And to have this number, you need to have a source of information. If you need to do all the engineering to get this number, you will spend for sure some $100,000 to be able to do that. On the other hand, if you are able to select a supplier and get a proposition of them, eventually 50, 60, or 70% of your project will be already done based on the quotation of the supplier. So what is the main purpose here of this video? Is to tell you that you as an entrepreneur, if you want to build an industrial plant in a developing country, and there are a lot of opportunities there, first you need to identify what are the inputs for your process. I want to produce urea, I want to produce hydrogen, I want to produce liquid oxygen, nitrogen, and argon. What are the inputs for the process? And the inputs, you need the help of a chemical process engineer, because based on the amount of product that you need and the raw material available, we are able as chemical process engineers to estimate the quantities to you go to the market and verify if the price of the raw materials makes sense or not. So when people ask me to build a new plant, I like to highlight them that first they need to know who will buy their products, who will buy their products, and not a generic question. What are the companies' names that will be able to buy their products? Because any business happens with the selling of products. On the other hand, I highlight them what are available, the raw materials. If I going to produce hydrogen, I need at least natural gas and also water to produce steam. And I need natural gas or a source of hydrocarbon to produce the hydrocarbon with the reaction of steam to producing gas, and with that proceed until I have the hydrogen purification. If you don't have the raw material available in the location that you plan to build to install your plant, there is no project, there is no sense of developing or wasting time with engineering documentation if you don't know to whom you will sell the product and where is available the raw material. We can't finish the conversation here. So this friend of mine understood these points, and I'm trying to help them to identify if it makes sense or not to proceed with this idea. So in this way, the chemical process engineer can develop in the early stages a block flow diagram only with the major inputs based on the product requirements, what is the raw material conditions, and with that he will be able to verify, I can sell the product around this way, around this amount, and people import this product around this amount, so make sense or not to proceed with the chemical process engineering plan design, in fact with plan design. And why this is important? Because as I told you, to do plan design requires a lot of energy, requires a lot of man hours. And if you don't proceed this way with the person that you are helping to, you will spend waste your time, and you will waste the time of the entrepreneur that are not familiar with chemical process engineering plan design. So guys, in this video, I would like to share with you some of my experience in the analysis of industrial project before we start any calculations that are needed to erect a plant. This is it. I hope you like it, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.